The confetti was falling and the audience was cheering when 10-year-old Lucy Martinez stood up and said the words that would stop Ellen's show cold. "I've never had a birthday party because my mom might die and I don't want to celebrate without her." It was supposed to be the perfect feel-good Friday at Warner Brothers studio. The Ellen DeGeneres show was featuring their beloved Kids Dance Revolution segment, where children competed for prizes while their families cheered from the audience, pure joy radiating through the studio like sunshine. 10-year-old Lucy Martinez from San Diego sat in the front row, wearing a sparkly blue dress that caught the studio lights with every movement. She had just won the dance competition with moves that made Ellen laugh and the audience roar with approval. But Lucy carried a secret that would transform this celebration into something much deeper and more heartbreaking. During the pre-show meet and greet, Ellen had been charmed by Lucy's quiet confidence and precise dance moves. The little girl had seemed mature beyond her years, answering questions thoughtfully and watching everything with observant brown eyes. There was something about her careful composure that suggested wisdom born from experience no child should have. The competition had been fierce, with kids ages 8 to 12 showing off everything from hip-hop to ballet. Lucy's contemporary dance routine to fight song had been technically flawless and emotionally powerful, moving several audience members to tears. Ellen had declared her the winner immediately, praising her old soul and natural grace. As confetti cannons exploded and music played, Ellen approached Lucy with the winner's trophy and her usual celebratory energy. "Lucy, that was absolutely incredible. You're going home with this beautiful trophy and a $1,000 gift card." Ellen's smile was radiant as she knelt down to Lucy's level. Lucy accepted the trophy with both hands, but her expression didn't match the festive atmosphere around her. Instead of the joy Ellen expected to see, Lucy's face showed something that looked almost like guilt. "Thank you, Miss Ellen," she said politely, her voice barely audible over the celebration music. Ellen noticed immediately that something was wrong. "Hey, sweetheart, this is supposed to be the happy part," she said gently, her host instincts picking up on Lucy's subdued energy. "Are you okay?" Lucy looked up at Ellen with eyes that seemed far too serious for a 10-year-old. "Miss Ellen," Lucy said, her small voice gaining strength, "can I tell you something important?" The music was still playing, the audience still celebrating, but Ellen found herself completely focused on this little girl who clearly had something weighing on her heart. "Of course, honey. What is it?" Lucy took a deep breath, clutching her trophy like a lifeline. "I need to tell you why winning this makes me sad instead of happy." Ellen's smile faltered as she sensed they were about to enter territory that had nothing to do with dance competitions or prizes. "I've never had a birthday party," Lucy continued, her voice growing stronger but her eyes filling with tears. "My birthday is next week, and I'll be 11, but I told my mom I don't want a party because she's sick and might die, and I don't want to be happy if she can't be happy too." The words hit Ellen like a physical blow, and she felt her professional composure begin to crack. The music was still playing, confetti still drifting down around them, but everything felt suddenly surreal and wrong. This should have been a moment of pure childhood joy, not a revelation about mortality and sacrifice. Ellen immediately signaled to her production team to cut the music. "Stop everything," she called out, her voice carrying across the studio with quiet authority. The celebration sounds died away, leaving only the hum of cameras and the collective held breath of 300 audience members. "Lucy," Ellen said softly, now sitting cross-legged on the studio floor to be at eye level with the little girl, "tell me about your mom." Lucy wiped her nose with the back of her hand and took another shaky breath. "She has cancer," Lucy said simply, as if discussing the weather. "The doctors say she might not get better, and she's been really sick from her treatments. She pretends to be okay when I'm around, but I know she's scared and hurting." Ellen's eyes filled with tears as she listened to this child speak with such heartbreaking maturity. Lucy's voice dropped to a whisper as she continued. "Sometimes I hear her crying at night when she thinks I'm asleep. She tries to make breakfast for me in the morning, but her hands shake so much from the medicine that I have to help her pour the cereal." Ellen's heart shattered a little more with each detail this child was sharing. "She wanted me to come here and dance, because she said it would make her happy to see me happy," Lucy continued, but I feel bad being happy when she's so sick. That's why I've never wanted a birthday party. It feels wrong to celebrate when she might not be here for my next one." Ellen's heart broke completely as she absorbed the weight of what this 10-year-old was carrying. Here was a child who had denied herself the simple joy of birthday celebrations out of solidarity with her mother's suffering. The selflessness was beautiful and devastating in equal measure. "I used to love birthdays when I was little, before Mom got sick," Lucy added, her voice trembling with the memory. "We would bake cupcakes together and she would sing to me in Spanish, like her mama used to sing to her. But now she's too tired to bake, and I don't want her to feel bad about it." "Honey, what's your mom's name?" Ellen asked, her voice thick with emotion. Lucy brightened slightly at the mention of her mother, showing the first real smile Ellen had seen from her. "Maria. Maria Martinez. She's the best mom in the whole world." Ellen stood up and addressed the studio audience, many of whom were now crying openly. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have something more important than a dance competition happening here today. Lucy Martinez is 10 years old, and she's never had a birthday party because her mother has cancer." The audience responded with a collective intake of breath, then spontaneous applause that felt different from typical television clapping. This was recognition, acknowledgement of a child's profound love and sacrifice. Ellen held up her hand for quiet. "Lucy," Ellen said, turning back to the little girl, "I need to ask you something, and I want you to be completely honest with me. If your mom could be healthy and happy, would you want a birthday party?" Lucy nodded immediately, her face lighting up with the first genuine excitement Ellen had seen. "More than anything," Lucy admitted. "I dream about it sometimes. Having friends over, and cake, and my mom singing happy birthday without being tired or hurting." The longing in her voice was palpable, and Ellen felt a familiar determination building inside her. Ellen made a decision that would define this moment forever. "Lucy, what if I told you that celebrating your birthday might actually help your mom feel better? What if I told you that joy can be medicine too?" Lucy looked confused but hopeful. "Here's what we're going to do," Ellen announced to the studio and cameras. "We're going to throw Lucy the most amazing 11th birthday party right here, right now. And we're going to make sure her mom can see every single moment of it." The audience erupted in cheers as Ellen pulled out her phone. Within minutes, Ellen had her team connecting with Lucy's family in San Diego. Lucy's aunt, who had brought her to the taping, confirmed that Maria was at home receiving treatment, but was strong enough for a video call. Ellen's technical crew set up a large screen on stage so Maria could virtually attend her daughter's first birthday party. When Maria's face appeared on the screen, weak but smiling, the entire studio fell into reverent silence. "Hi, baby," she said to Lucy, her voice thin but filled with love. "I'm so proud of you for dancing so beautifully." Lucy ran to the screen, pressing her hands against her mother's image. "Mom, Ellen wants to give me a birthday party," Lucy said, her voice full of wonder. "Is it okay? Will it make you happy too?" Maria's eyes filled with tears as she understood what Ellen was offering, not just a party, but permission for her daughter to experience joy without guilt. "Oh, mi amor," Maria said, "nothing would make me happier than seeing you celebrate your beautiful life. You deserve every birthday wish and more." Ellen watched this exchange with tears streaming down her face, understanding that she was witnessing pure love in action. What followed was the most spontaneous and heartfelt birthday party in Ellen's show history. The production team brought out a 3-tier cake, while Ellen led the entire studio audience in singing happy birthday to Lucy. Confetti cannons exploded again, but this time Lucy's face showed pure, unguarded joy. Ellen presented Lucy with gifts from her favorite children's stores. But more importantly, she announced that her foundation would cover all of Maria's medical expenses going forward. "Lucy," Ellen said, "your mom is going to get the best treatment available, and you're going to have many more birthdays to celebrate together." The party continued for another hour, with Lucy dancing with Ellen, blowing out candles while her mother watched from the screen, and receiving birthday wishes from the entire studio audience. When it was time to cut the cake, Lucy insisted on saving the first piece for her mom, carefully wrapping it to take home. But Ellen had one more surprise. "Lucy, your mom mentioned that she's been too weak to take you to the beach lately," Ellen said. "What would you say to a week at Disney World when she's feeling better with all the birthday celebrations you've missed?" Lucy's shriek of joy was answer enough. Ellen also arranged for a team of professional bakers to come to Lucy's house every month for the next year to help Maria and Lucy bake together, even on her weakest days. Sometimes the best medicine is making memories, Ellen told the camera, and I want you two to have so many sweet moments together. 6 months later, Maria's cancer went into remission, attributed by her doctors to both the excellent treatment Ellen's foundation provided and what they called the healing power of hope. The video of Lucy blowing out her candles while her mother watched and cried had given Maria a reason to fight harder than ever. Lucy's birthday party episode became one of Ellen's most shared and beloved segments, not because of celebrity guests or expensive giveaways, but because viewers witnessed a child learning that love and joy aren't finite resources, that experiencing happiness doesn't diminish our capacity for compassion. Ellen established the Lucy's Light Foundation, dedicated to bringing celebration and joy to children dealing with family illness. The foundation has since thrown birthday parties for over 500 children who, like Lucy, had sacrificed their own happiness out of love for sick family members. Maria Martinez became a regular guest on Ellen's show, sharing her recovery journey and advocating for both cancer research and the importance of allowing children to be children. Even in the midst of family crisis, she and Lucy attended every Lucy's Light party, helping other families learn that joy and sorrow can coexist. Lucy, now a confident 11-year-old who's had 2 spectacular birthday parties since that first one on Ellen's stage, has become a junior ambassador for the foundation. She visits children's hospitals, sharing her story and reminding young patients that it's okay to smile even when life is scary. The trophy Lucy won that day sits in their living room, but it's not displayed as a dance competition prize. It's honored as a symbol of the day. A little girl learned that love doesn't require sacrifice of joy, that celebrating life can be an act of hope, and that sometimes the greatest gift we can give someone we love is allowing ourselves to be happy. Ellen learned something profound that day about the weight children carry when families face crisis. She began featuring more segments about childhood resilience and the importance of maintaining normal childhood experiences even during difficult times. Lucy's story reminded her that entertainment could be a form of healing, that joy really could be medicine. Years later, when people ask Lucy about her most memorable birthday, she doesn't talk about the cake or the presents or even meeting Ellen. She talks about the moment she realized that being happy wouldn't hurt her mother. It would heal her, that celebration and love aren't opposites of grief and fear, but partners in the dance of human experience. The lesson Lucy taught Ellen and millions of viewers is both simple and revolutionary, that denying ourselves joy doesn't honor someone else's pain, it multiplies it. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is allow ourselves to be fully alive, fully celebrating, fully present to the beauty that exists even in the midst of struggle. Because that's what love looks like when it gives permission for happiness. That's what healing sounds like when it comes wrapped in birthday cake and children's laughter. And that's what happens when a 10-year-old teaches a studio full of adults that joy and sorrow can dance together, creating something more beautiful than either could manage alone. Today, Maria Martinez is cancer-free and works as a volunteer coordinator for Ellen's Foundation, helping other families navigate the delicate balance between hope and fear. Every morning, she and Lucy still bake together, but now they make extra cupcakes to deliver to children's hospital wards, spreading the sweetness that once seemed impossible in their darkest hours. Lucy's sparkly blue dress from that day hangs framed in Ellen's office, not as a costume from a show, but as a reminder that sometimes the most profound wisdom comes from the smallest voices. Ellen still receives birthday cards from Lucy every year, each one signed, "Your friend who learned that love means letting happiness in." The video call screen where Maria first gave Lucy permission to celebrate has become a permanent fixture on Ellen's set, used now for connecting families separated by illness, distance, or circumstance. It serves as a daily reminder that love finds a way to bridge any gap, that presence isn't always physical, and that witnessing someone's joy can be its own form of healing. Ellen keeps a photo from that spontaneous birthday party on her desk. Not the posed shot with the cake, but the candid moment when Lucy first smiled with pure guilt-free happiness while her mother cried tears of relief through the screen. It reminds her that the most important television she'll ever make happens when she stops performing and starts simply loving the people in front of her. And sometimes, when Ellen walks through children's hospitals during Lucy's Light Foundation visits, she sees that same look Lucy once carried. Children who've forgotten they deserve joy, who've made themselves small so others can hurt less. In those moments, she kneels down just like she did that day and whispers Lucy's lesson: being happy doesn't mean you love them less. It means you love yourself enough to believe in tomorrow.